Yeah, we'll just go with Nats Pro.
Away days, the life and blood for supporters and the backbone of our title-winning campaign this season. So, we'll be hoping to add to our 12 successive away league victories and 23-match unbeaten run against Brighton in our penultimate game of the Premier League season. And welcome to We're Not Really Here. What a beautiful evening for a game of football. And for away days, you always need the best company. So tonight I have joining me Kevin Horlock, and for the first time we're joined by Jim Whitley. Gents, I have a feeling this is going to be a good one tonight. I feel like you've eaten a lot of sugar today, Kevin, already.
Look, I'm buzzing that Jim's here. Had a call off the producer earlier. Anyone that I know could come in. So I thought, yes, Jim, because me and Jim were really good mates. We were really close. So I'm obviously trying to ring him to get hold of him, and I forgot what I called him in my contact list, because we used to call each other names: Quaverfoot, Rats, Jimbo. So I couldn't find it. So I actually had to ring somebody else to send the number. And then when they said it and I pressed dial, he come up as Dog Breath. But do you know what, Nat? The funny thing is, when I called him and I laughed when it came up Dog Breath, he answered the phone going, Dog Breath, how are you? So, yeah, I don't know.
It's something that used to happen. I used to go around to his quite a few times, and we'd stay over, we'd have a couple of drinks together. And I think it must have started then, because we'd go training together and be like, have you brushed your teeth? Anything with teacher's breath, Subway, telephone box breath.
Men's urinal breath. Yeah, we had the lot, Nat. Sorry.
Yeah.
We had the lot. Yeah, I'm buzzing Jim's here. Should be a good one.
I told you it's going to be a fun one tonight. It has been like this for the last hour and a half, so do keep joining us tonight. Now, what you want straight away, we know it is the team news. So this is the place to find out your team news first. So here we go. The starting 11 for tonight's game against Brighton. And I can tell you that there is 6 changes from the team that beat Newcastle on Friday night. So Edison is back in. Scott Carson, we love you, but Edison is back in the team tonight. And then you've got Zinchenko, Diaz, Stones and Cancelo. Then Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Riyad Mahrez, Phil Foden, and the hat-trick hero himself, it is Ferran Torres. And then on the bench, it's Stefan, Ake, Laporte, Mendy, Garcia, Fernandinho, Cole Palmer makes it to the bench, Kevin De Bruyne, and Gabriel Jesus. So, as always, I was excited to see the team news tonight, because at the minute it just feels like you've no idea who's going to play, especially after playing Friday night and obviously having the Champions League game coming up. So, Jim, straight away, when you saw the team news, what's your first thoughts?
I wasn't surprised. It's a really strong team selection, and they need to play. You can't rest them all the way till the Champions League. So I was, I didn't surprise me at all that it's a strong side. There's a couple of missing that I thought might have been in there, but he's gone strong. They need games. I expect to see some subs maybe later on in the game as it goes along, but very, very strong. And it's Pep's way of still winning. I think he's got a record still to go for this away game. So looking forward to it.
It's true. It's such a difficult balance, I guess, because obviously, as a fan, I'm worried. I'm thinking, oh my God, don't get injured, Mahrez. Nothing happened to them, but they can't just suddenly not play for a few weeks and then go into a Champions League final. Surely.
Yeah, that's the catch. Look, and Pep normally gets it right, doesn't he? So in Pep we trust. Yeah, they want to play. Look, there will be. There'll be more changes come Sunday, but these lads want to play. Otherwise, they're not going to be match fit come that big day in the Champions League final. So it's a catch-22 a little bit, but it doesn't surprise me that some of the potential, which I think starters for the Champions League, are playing tonight.
Yeah, when I think about the Champions League starting 11 team, I have a kind of team in my head set. Now, of all those players, there is one that's standing out for me that is saying, think about me, and that is, of course, Ferran Torres, who got the hat-trick on Friday. Do you think he still has a chance, Jim, to maybe play himself into that team?
Well, the numbers are so good with him, and he's deserved his place in today's lineup with a hat-trick from the weekend. I'm not sure if he'll start. There's a lot of players that have played in front of him, I think, that probably deserve a start, but you know that what he gives up front is incredible, and Pep really likes him. Listen, I don't think any of us here, it's a roulette wheel sometimes as to what Pep's going to pick. Trying to pick his team is incredible. So it wouldn't surprise me if he started, but I do think that there's others in there that would probably take that spot.
I'm with Jim on it. Friday night I was lucky enough to do the game. His goals were sensational. The first one was exquisite. The ability to see the ball coming in at pace and to help it on its way. None of us knew what it come off initially, but when you see it back, it's pure brilliance. And the other two were just as good. I believe that Pep knows his Champions League team. Look, barring injuries, I don't know. If he gets another hat-trick today, then it may change and we might be saying something different after the game, but I think he'll find it tough to get a start at the moment.
Yeah, I guess he's, for him at least, he's thinking, well, if I keep playing the way I'm playing, then he's got to at least be thinking about me.
Yeah, he'll have the right to go and knock on the manager's door and ask the question if he's brave enough. But yeah, he's been in scintillating form and the goals were great. And I've had many a conversation with Sean Goater about him. He finishes like a forward, albeit he's predominantly a winger. But his cultured finishes are that of a centre forward and a goal getter. So it's a great problem for Pep to have, isn't it? Players in form going into the biggest game in the club's history, I suppose. So
when you say it like that, it's a bit like, oh yeah, pinch yourself.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's been a roller coaster. Pep's been unbelievable for this football club, and we now come to the end of the season. Premier League in the bag, League Cup in the bag yet again, and potentially a Champions League final. Champions League trophy. I don't think any of us believe that.
I would. Did you see the videos going on social media of Pep celebrating this week? I think what I want to see is Pep and Kevin Horlock on a night out together celebrating.
Well, look, Pep, you know where I am. Come and get me. I might even be doing the game. So when you get back to England, I'll be waiting for you at the airport. With a cigar.
That's the party I want to see.
That's the promise. That's the promise.
What you say about Ferran Torres, though, yes, of course, predominantly a winger. He scored a hat-trick for Spain this year as well, though. So, and I wonder tonight in this formation, looking at it, I'm perhaps guessing, Jim, that he might be playing as a forward tonight.
Yeah, Kev, not nailed on the head there. He's a winger, but his finishing is incredible. All the goals he scored at the weekend were instinctive, good technique on the ball just to get anywhere towards the goal. So he is a different option, I think, for Pep, rather than use the out-and-out striker. His runs in behind and everything else that he does with it is incredible. His age is fantastic as well. Pep really likes him, and as Kev says, we're talking about this team here, which is just a wealth of talent. We're talking about the Champions League. I pinch myself to say I actually played for this club at one stage.
I know, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. The better they get, it gets better for us, doesn't it? It's brilliant.
Incredible. 20 odd years ago. Yeah, unreal.
Well, it looks like false nine again, doesn't it? And the players know the system, although it's so complex, and at times it will be Torres down the middle, and it will be Foden, it will be Look, it's endless rotation and movement, and it's when Manchester City have been at their best for me this season.
Yeah, it is the well drilled, the way they know what they have to do, and whenever you take someone off, it's like replacing him for another pawn, and they just know exactly what to do. And it's I think back in the day when we played, they had a team B, a kind of plan B where you bring the big man on or the quick one. Whereas here it's just replace another pawn for another.
A, B, C, D.
They're just so good at it. They're very, very good.
I'm honestly, I would love to watch a training session. I know that sounds really.
Here's some shots for you now. There you go.
No, but a proper one. This is showing us what we're allowed to see, isn't it? But I would love to know how Pep does it. I was trying to pick Gareth Taylor's brain. What's Pep like? He said he's incredible. Yeah, without giving too much away, he said he's so thorough, and the lads listen and buy into it. They stand still for a fair bit. They walk through things, but these are so well drilled, and it's what Pep wants and the way he wants it. And he said he's not bothered about. He said it's bizarre at times where the kit men would be doing crossbar challenge on the opposite pitch. There'd be someone trimming the bush down the side of the gardening, and Pep just cracks on and does this tactical genius. He's a tactical genius. It's incredible, and I'd love to watch it one day. So that's on the cards as well, Pep. We'll do that the day after the party.
Yeah, of course, he's a tactical genius, but he you know what, you see him in his interviews, he's always so keen to praise the players, but to play in a Pep Guardiola tactical genius way, as these players, they're highly intelligent, aren't they? They've got to be so clever to be able to do what he's asking.
Yeah, without a doubt. And as a player, when a manager comes in and asks you to do something, if it doesn't come off, the players can ruin the manager, because it's like whispers, Chinese whispers in the dressing room, and when things aren't going right, it's like, well, he wants me to play here, it's not going to happen. When it comes off, and you believe in what he's doing, and it keeps going and going, it's like a roller coaster. And honestly, Pep could go into any job right now, because his motivational skills are incredible, and so he could go anywhere and be a success.
He's not going anywhere.
He's not going in. But
Is he?
I'd love. I'm just with Kev. I'd love to watch training session. I'd love to play with these players. I think they'd make any of us look good because of the way they look for the ball. 10-yard passes. We weren't allowed to do that back in the day, but the way they play the ball right now is incredible. The angles everywhere, and he's a genius, Pep. He really is, and how he's looked after this team.
And we know it goes through the teams as well. We know that his philosophy works its way down into the teams, the women's team, the kids. And we see Cole Palmer on the bench tonight. He's been on the bench a couple of times. Phenomenal left foot, scored some incredible goals this year for the EDS. And this is a great chance for him as well, isn't it, to experience what it's like. And maybe he'll get on, Kev.
Yeah, he's a real talent. And obviously he was on the bench Friday, and I was hoping I'd see a glimpse of him. I was speaking again to Gareth Taylor about him, and he spoke really highly of him. Said similar to Phil. But a little bit more loping, a little bit more leggy. But if he's saying it, he's even similar to Phil Foden, then what a player, by the way. So, yeah, I'm hoping he will get minutes at some point tonight. He didn't on Friday, so maybe he will tonight, hopefully.
Now we're going to go over, we're going to hear from the main man. I don't think he knows about Kev's party invite quite yet, but we are going to hear his thoughts on tonight's game. It is Pep Guardiola.
Pep, you're here as champions. Congratulations. The first chance we've had to say that. But this might usually be an invitation to relax, but that's not the case. These last two Premier League games, they're great preparation for the final for you.
Yeah, of course. Without the final Champions League, it will be over. And but no, you have to prepare well.
And we can see you've picked a very strong side. Ederson, Diaz, Stones, Zinchenko, Mahrez, Foden, all in. You want to keep the levels up. Is the message that there are still places up for grabs?
I respect your opinion, but why is it top side? Everyone is top side. We won the Premier League. I know for the people, but we won the Premier League, but everybody was involved. We rotate the team the last 2 months, 3 months, every time 6, 7. Everyone playing a lot. I understand, of course, yeah. But a good performing from Riyad, Phil, many players. But yeah, today I decide for this team. I don't know what's going to happen Everton, especially the final. Still, I'm not sure what they're going to do.
Choices you've got are great. And City fans on the way to Porto, they're getting an extra benefit from Sheikh Mansour. Their costs are going to be covered because you've got the fans in tonight. It's nice to see this kind of supporter-friendly action.
Yeah, what a gesture. So he did it. He could not do it, but he did it. He made it. So thank you so much. It's an incredible gesture. Means a lot to all of us. We are not fortunate to see him so much, but I'm pretty sure our fans, me included, I appreciate a lot this top-class gesture for our fans in this moment of time, like the pandemic and everybody, families are suffering. Doing this means a lot.
Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, I love him so much. And obviously he's loving life at the minute, that smile on his face. Every interview he does at the minute, Jim, and that one, he's just got a beaming smile. Life is good for Pep right now.
Life is very good. He's still concentrating on what's at hand and the games ahead. But it's nice to see Pep when he's relaxed, because, he's got, I think, the way the season started and how they performed. I remember doing the Leeds game, and we did a phone in afterwards, and people were asking for Pep out. I couldn't believe it. And sometimes you can see the strain in his face and some of the questions that come from the media. But right now, I mean, things are going his way, and he's a fantastic.
And I know we speak about obviously his tactical awareness and understanding of football. For me, as a person, I just think there's a real link between him and the fans. He gets it. He knows how important this football club is to the fans. For me, he just gets it. I love the way he deals with the media. When things are pointed towards this football club, he just says it in a way where it just kills people off. And I love him. I love him as much as you, Nat.
Yeah, I think we all love him. He's a full-on adopted man. And I think you're right. I always get the feeling like he gets us. He understands the history. He understands where we've come from as well.
If he doesn't yet, he will do at the party.
Yeah.
I'll tell him. I'll let him know.
Right, we just got to take this chance to just remind everybody, because poor Kevin Horlock, coming into the stadium today, got sent round the houses, and I just want to say, if he hadn't scored, we wouldn't be here now. Don't send him round the houses. It's a joke, Kev.
Yeah, look, I nearly said that, and I nearly took him outside because I've got a picture on the stadium outside. All right, it's from my back. You can see my backside of number 6. But yeah, I got sent to, I don't know, a building over the other side, but it was shut. He said, look, I can't let you in because I don't know who you are. So I just stood there and just went with the flow, really, and we got in eventually.
I definitely think you should have said, do you not know who I am? Like,
I very nearly said, look, I scored that other goal at Wembley, but then he'd have still said, I can't remember that either. So I was never going to win. I just stood there and took it, and he finally let me in.
As a close friend of Kevin's, do you think he's seething at Paul Dickoff 20 years later?
No, I think the security guard smelled his breath. That's what it was. When you're not coming in here, saying.
What are you going on about? You only got Lenny. He thought you was Richard Edgell.
Right, it's now time to have a quick look at the Brighton team that is starting tonight. So the game, 7 o'clock kickoff, City versus Brighton, and this is the starting 11 for Brighton. And in goal there, it's Sanchez. And then White, Webster, Byrne, Gross, Alzate, Bizuma, Moda, Jahanbache, McAllister and Welbeck. And then on the bench tonight for Brighton, Karabalvik, Connolly, Trossard, Lallana, Tau, Steele, Casado, Zakiri and Walton. So that is your Brighton starting 11 and bench for tonight. 7 o'clock kickoff against City. Right, that Brighton team. So having a look at that, Pep is a big fan of Graham Potter. In his press conference, he's talked about him. When we played them earlier in the year, he talked about him. What do you know too much about this Brighton team, Kev? What can you tell us?
Not a great deal, I'll be totally honest. I have seen them play a couple of times, and I've always been quite impressed with them. In the manager, I think they've got someone in Graham Potter that's forward thinking. He's a little bit different, has different views on things, and I think it's done incredibly well. Look, they're up and down like a lot of teams in this division. They get good results. I think they drew with West Ham more recently, who in top half. They've got points off Everton, but on the back end of that, they've lost to Sheffield United and even lost to Manchester United. So they're up and down. But they play good football, exciting to watch. So I don't think this is a given tonight. I think it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, the shackles are going to be off. There's nothing really to play for apart from pride. So I'm hoping it's going to be an entertaining game because they do play good football as well. And hopefully we get a few goals like we did on Friday, Nat.
They don't seem to concede a lot of goals. They do, despite the fact that they are safe, but they are 17th, but they are safe. They don't concede a lot. They get a lot of draws. I think it's 14 draws, most draws in the league. So they are tight defensively, despite being where they are.
Yeah, they've got a very big back line, and even the last time when they played Man City, they packed the midfield and wanted everything to come down the wings, encouraging them to cross because they have some big guys in there. And I've noticed in some of the games they play some really good stuff, and they try and play to their strengths. And because they're big at the back, they want crosses in because predominantly they're going to win it from the back. But unfortunately, when and Kev said they do play some good stuff, but at the end of the game, there's nothing in brackets saying, "Oh, they really played well in this game." They've lost games which they probably should have won. But I know Pep speaks very highly of him because of the way they play. They try and do the right thing, and I think it'll be the same game plan again today. Play out wide and encourage crosses in because they can normally deal with it.
Yeah, you're totally right, because something I hear about Brighton a lot is this XG stat. I absolutely hate the XG stat, by the way. I hate it. But on XG, if they'd have scored all the XGs, they'd be 5th in the league.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's a stat I hate, by the way. Here's some also stats. I don't hate these stats. These are great. You're going to love these ones. So, since losing... Oh, no, that's a City stat. Hold on. Where's my Brighton stat? There it is. Since beating Crystal Palace in December 2018, they have taken just 2 points from 27 Premier League games played on a Tuesday.
Wow.
That tells the story. I'm just glad it's Tuesday.
And then I've got another one for you. They've only taken 1 point out of a possible 21 in their Premier League fixtures this season against teams currently in the top 4 of the table. But so that's probably less impressive.
Yes, but, records are always there to be broken. And here's the cynic in me. Here's the old Man City fan going, hang on a minute. Still might have happened. But no, I'm still confident with the Man City team that's out and very confident they can do the...
I think it's one of them. Graham Potter obviously knows what he's doing. He probably targets games where he sees them as winnable games for Brighton. Tonight's a free hit for me. I think Manchester City's team with the false 9 will cause them big problems tonight.
Yeah.
So look, they've done their work. They've stayed in the Premier League, which I imagine is his remit, and then try and progress each year. So look, he's doing well there.
Although I have to say, whenever a team plays Manchester City, as when they played against us 20 odd years ago, there's another 110%. There's another 10% coming. They put it in. They want to do well against Pep. It's almost a bit like, if I do well, Pep might have a little look at me. And it's something as a player you go, I'm going to make sure I put a shift in. And so on paper, this looks like it should be done and dusted. But the players do find a little extra, even though it's a free hit, like you said, and it doesn't matter really in the league position. Don't be surprised.
And there's a centre forward that probably wants to do well against Manchester City. I'll let you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And that typical City thing, by the way, that's not just you. That's all of us.
That's everything.
Typical City, constantly 3-0 up thinking,
hang on,
gosh,
we need another one.
Yeah, there's still 10 minutes. Right, now we can hear from, we love him, it is Alexander Zinchenko.
Alex, you've won the title. You have to keep the intensity going, though, with the Champions final coming up.
Yeah, it's a great feeling to be champions. Of course, that title was the most, I think, important for the club as well. To play on this stadium always trying to remind me that game, the final race, against Liverpool. And when I just doing steps in front of the stadium, I always trying to remember that game, So a lot of emotions we were spending here, and it's always nice to be here.
And there's no relaxing, is there? Because everyone in that City squad is fighting for a place in that final team of the Champions League.
Yeah, of course. We have unbelievable squad, a lot of quality players, and everyone is fighting for to get his opportunity, to get his chance, and that's why we just did this kind of season, and we're trying to achieve all these titles.
And the fact that there's fans in here tonight, that'll give you an extra push as well.
Yeah, it's a great feeling to have fans back. We are really happy. Unfortunately, we cannot see today City fans, but maybe some of them will be supporting City. But we are so happy even for the next game against Everton, we can see them.
Yeah, you'll see plenty then. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Yes, and you heard Zinchenko there talking about the return of fans. And there is fans in the stadium tonight. About 7,500 Brighton fans going to be in the stadium tonight, which is about 25% capacity. There's a fan that's got in early and got his pie, Kev.
That pie looks good as well. I'm a bit hungry at the minute as well. That looks good. It's great to see, and it's been a torrid time, obviously, with COVID and stuff, and football's, a lot of people's out. It's their life, and going to games, there's nothing better being there live in the moment and the atmosphere. So yeah, it's a long awaited return, and it's something I'm really looking forward to myself.
I would be like these as well. I'd be there well early, just sitting in my seat, just breathing in the air, enjoying the view, because it feels really special to have fans back now.
Yes, it is. You don't realise how big it is to fans to come in. We're players, so we look at it slightly differently. But I've got friends that are avid City fans, and they talk about away games that the travelling to get to the game that's just as big as the game. Where we're going to go, where we're going to stop, and I saw that as a different thing. I was like, wow, it's the travelling. We're going to get training. We're going to do this, and so part of the journey to away games is it's all part of the football, and to sit at home and watch it is a different thing. And I look back at my debut. Had I done that with no fans there?
There was a few times we wished there was no fans watching us because we were that bad.
We got so much stick.
I was there in that year as well. I'm not going to defend that.
Yeah, it can be tough, but no, you want the fans in, especially Blues. They're special, and there's loads of them, and they back us no matter what. I've been lucky enough, I'm sure you have as well, Jim, to go to a few away games, and they're special. They're special. There's a few that love a beer, obviously, and I've been in amongst it in the Green Man at Wembley. They're just special days.
You've been to the Green Man,
Yes,
have
I've been
you?
there a few times.
Did you get robbed?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. The people I was with were thinking, why are they singing your name? Yeah, because they know actually how average I was. But yeah, I bumped into Ricky Hatton there as well, which it was a brilliant day, and hopefully we can go back and do it again soon.
Because I was there with Ricky Hatton because he's good friends with my friend Danny, and I think I remember seeing you in the Green Man now.
Yeah, it was really busy and a real good day.
Did the bouncers let you in though? That's the question.
They did, yeah.
Or did they
still didn't know who I was, but they let me in. Yeah, they let me in.
Have you been to many away games as a fan? Have you experienced it?
Yeah, I have, and I remember going a couple of times when we were on the way down. I have to say, and I remember being injured, and I brought a couple of family members, and as it happened, I couldn't sit near where the dugout was, so I somehow ended up with the fans, and I sat there, and you'd hear him chanting, you have to stand up, and I'm going, do I have to
get involved?
Yeah. I'm going to have to get. I'm up, I'm sitting down. I'm going. Oh my!
You feel like
shambles.
You feel like you've got to get involved. I did the Poznan at West Ham one year. And I'm there, I'm thinking, what?
You did?
I did, yeah. I did, and I took a video of it. I've got the video on my phone. I'm stood there thinking, I've got to do it, though, because everyone else is doing it. You feel like you've got to. But I loved it. It's good fun.
But it's good to see to see what they go and the emotions that they go through. And it's and I've been back as a fan and watched it, sat, and it is a different experience altogether. But still, it's fantastic to have the fans
they're
back
what
in.
Football's about.
Yeah.
Football's about the fan. This football club's about the fans. That's what makes it so special.
Have you still got that video of the Poznan on your phone?
I will have somewhere.
Can you send it us and we'll play it at half time or full time?
I will try and find it. Yeah.
Yes, love it. It's a shame as well, obviously, with this season because this would have been an insane trip for fans. You know, Brighton obviously a beautiful place to go and visit, but also because of our incredible away form that we have at the minute. So 12 away games won in a row. What do you think it is? Why would you think we're so good? I mean, obviously because we're just so good, but why are we so good away from home?
Well, the way Pep goes about it, there's no let up, there's no relaxing about it, and the run of form that they've got is the fact that it becomes a habit. Winning becomes a habit, and the way they start at the beginning of the season, the points they've clawed back as the season's gone on is incredible. And to keep this habit going, obviously it's going to stop at some point, but to do it with the rotation that he's had with a number of players is again quite incredible. But and look, nothing against the fans. I think they've probably got used to the fans not being there right now. No pressure. Go out and do what you have to do, and it's probably helped them on that front. But this record that's gone is quite phenomenal.
Do you think that might? Thinking of that, it's such a great point. Do you think that might play into the fact that when we're playing away, there isn't the home fans, there isn't the 40, 50,000 home fans that desperately want to beat Manchester City that are helping the team?
Yeah, I think it's been a factor this season in the Premier League. I think there's teams that have really missed that. Look, I know fans can't play the game, but they give you that energy and obviously maybe at times make opposition go within themselves a little bit. So I think it's been a real big factor. Really has. And maybe I'm a little bit biased and I've got blue shaded glasses on. I think this team could play with 100,000 people there or none. I think they're that special. This squad is that special.
Yeah, because there's a real variety. Like when I'm looking at the Premier League, there seems to be a real variety. Obviously, Sheffield United have clearly struggled without their incredible fans. Liverpool will claim it's something to do without the fans, but then there's definitely other teams that have benefited. West Ham obviously having, slightly crumbling now, but having one of the best seasons they've ever had without the fans. So it is a real kind of up and down.
Yeah, I think West Ham is a really good point you've made there. Now, I was a West Ham fan as a kid, and it's a special club to me. I've played for them twice and went back there. They're fans that demand good football. They're fans that demand winning, and if it doesn't happen, then they are quite vocal with it. So, is it the fans not being? I think it might have certainly helped West Ham this year, and hopefully when they come back, they're a team that's established herself in the top 6 or 7, and they can stay there and kick on.
I wanted them to get the Champions League so badly.
Yeah, me too.
So badly, only because it meant that it wouldn't, Liverpool or Chelsea wouldn't have then. So they've let us down. But it's absolutely incredible. We have won more away games in 2021 than any other team in the Premier League has won for the entire season. So
that's impressive. The figures are impressive for Manchester City. They really are. And yes, I think it has helped something. And I agree with Kev that this team right now, self-motivated, 100,000, no one, they still go and do the same thing over and over again. And that's down to Pep as well, to keep the drive going, to continually do well. I sometimes think about when I watch the games and the games finishes, I just think they'll be back in training again at that high level and again back in. And I wasn't a fan of the rotation system when it kind of many years ago, but looking at it now, you can see because to keep that level up in your head, to continuously go out and do your utmost best is very, very difficult. And I can see why he does it, and I can see how he keeps them motivated. But unbelievable job, and I think Pep as well. This is the biggest challenge for him. Premierships, it's been bonkers season, everyone at the top of the league. And it's a big challenge compared to where he's been in the German league and the Spanish league. This has been his toughest one. And to crack it right now is incredible.
It's funny what you say about the rotation. And obviously you have to with the amount of games. I think Sean Goater was saying on the show when I did one with him, like there could be end up 60-odd games in a season. So even with rotation, every player's playing over 30 games, which back in the day, that was a full season. So I don't think any of the players, barring maybe the younger lads, all these players will feel like they've played a whole season.
Yeah,
even though they've been rotated and obviously rested and left out at times.
Yeah, and I heard you Nat talk about the ones that are going to play for the Champions League. Whoever's picked for that Champions League final, it doesn't define that Champions League. They've got a squad of players that have been through, for the whole season, and every single one of them have been involved in some way, shape, or form for the Champions League. So even though they might not make the starting 11, it's
and Pep changes. I think Pep sometimes when you look at his team selection, he sort of has a Champions League team. Players figuring that all the time. So just by not being picked for the Champions League final doesn't mean Pep doesn't like you as a player, because I think he loves all the players, and I think you've got to give credit to the recruitment of this football club, the players they've brought in, and obviously they're what Pep wants, and for them to work within his system, they've done an incredible job.
Yeah, when you're playing 60 games, you've got to have a squad that can back that up. It really does feel like a real squad effort when you have so many games, because they're happening, they were happening every 3 days for us for such a long time. It was Friday night since we last played. It's a little bit of a break. Yeah. So you've got to. And talking about that Friday night game, Newcastle, wow. I have to say, I was not expecting that. What an insane game.
I think it started from the team selection. Carson going in net for starters. It was a different team selection to what he normally does. We kind of expected that he'd throw roulette out and pick a team that we couldn't pick. But that was almost the City of old, 4-3.
It was, right? Yeah.
It was bonkers. I was actually doing the game that night, and we sat there, and after about 20 minutes, we were saying, like, what we're going to talk about. There's not lots happened, and all that. And all of a sudden, goal went in, and then it was just all bonkers. There was penalties, there was weldies from Torres, the finish. It just went absolutely crazy. It was some game, and I don't know, I suppose people look at it, there wasn't really nothing to play for, but it was a really good game to watch. Against the run of play, I think, I did mention it when we was talking, I said that the big risk is, I think at one point we had 80% possession. We was camped in, and they obviously broke and scored from a set piece. And then straight away, Cancelo here with a little deflection into the corner, back in it, and the game just exploded into life.
It was just so exciting. I mean, it feels like it should be like a Premier League classic. So many games, so much going on.
That's class.
Oh.
That honestly, when it first happened, we was like, what's that come off? We didn't know whether it was an own goal. We didn't know.
Oh, look at that!
Because the ball in's got so much pace, and to have the awareness to get across and then use that part of his foot, it was some finish. This went on forever as well. We called offside when the ball was played through, and obviously it's carrying on. Then it went to the penalty decision. This seemed to go on for about 6-7 minutes, I think, on the night.
And then. I
think they give the penalty first. It was all bizarre. Look, we can talk about VAR all the time. It's bizarre, isn't it?
I was loving VAR at the weekend. I was loving VAR in the FA Cup final, I'm not going to lie.
But I think they give the penalty first, then went back to see if it was offside. It was all a little bit back to front.
Yeah, but adding in all of that kind of drama, all of that excitement, just made it. It was just. I was just so unexpected. I was watching it at home, and do you know what? This is a brilliant first save
so unlucky.
from him.
Fantastic.
So unlucky.
He can do no more than
gutted.
that.
Yeah, he was gutted, and I don't think anyone expected Newcastle to be to score that many goals against Manchester City, who've got a fantastic defensive record. That goal for me as well, Jesus just smashes it across. To get the contact he did in that is incredible.
This one's special. I know it looks really simple because it's an open goal. It flies back.
That could end up anywhere.
You used the word instinct before, and that's
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, there's kids I talk to now and get a good contact on it, and he's done it on both, just really concentrated, just to get it towards the goal, not over, not wide, and it's we used to play around, and I tell you what, to put the ball in the back of the net is one of the hardest things. We do it in training, but I tell you what, in that situation.
Why are you lying? You never did it in training either,
dude,
mate.
We
Why are
used
you
to
lying?
do it all the time. Look,
why are you lying?
Do you know what? I remember there was once where I stayed over at Kev's. We had a couple of drinks and we went into training the next day. We were both on fire, I swear. It was only me and him. We were both giggling.
I tried drinking all the time after that. It's not the answer. It's not the answer.
We're both giggling like hell. And it does happen, you know. Even growing up as a kid, you put the ball in the back of the net and you come into that environment where everything, you might have that one chance and you go, why is it hit Rose head? What's happened there?
That's because you're quaver foot. Do you know what? On the night, Friday, I felt for the keeper. He's come in, he's waited two years for a start, and people will look back and go, we conceded 3. He didn't have a chance, did he?
Didn't have a chance.
The set piece header, the first one, second one a penalty, unstoppable. The third one, the second penalty, he's made an unbelievable save. So I felt for him, but it was lovely to see after the lads going up to him and congratulating him on his Manchester City debut, long-awaited Manchester City debut.
I've heard a lot since and a lot before about Scott Carson and about how well liked he is by Pep. You heard Pep talking about him, about how well liked he is by his teammates. How important is that to have people that perhaps they're not regular starters, but they're part of the squad? They keep the morale up. Everybody trusts them. They're a leader.
No, I think experience is huge. I didn't realise this until.
It was too late.
It was too as you go through, you meet different players. I remember early on in my career, I played with Steve McMahon, who I used to watch as a kid for Liverpool, and he came and he played in a reserve game with me, and he literally talked me through the whole game. It was an unbelievable experience. No other experienced player has ever done that. Just pointing you, pushing you in the right direction, and also as you go through, when things are going not as good as you expected in various leagues and the clubs that I'd been to, experienced players just kind of they know what they're talking about, and you look up to him, and because of the experience he's had, yes, youngsters and that, he's not playing, but you can listen to him and take heed of what he's saying, and it really is a fantastic thing.
It's like you were watching the players walk in today, because we had an absolutely beautiful shot here of Scott Carson walking into the ground tonight alongside Phil Foden. So that is exactly what you were saying there, Kev. The experience as well of him to be able to share that with a player, that can only benefit players like Phil Foden.
I'm jealous of Scott Carson. I'd love to walk in with Phil Foden and just ask him how he does it. Yeah, look, it's a tough gig, isn't it? Especially goalkeepers, I think, as a number 3. He is at the football club. He's very unlikely to start, so he must have something that Pep really likes. He knows he's a capable goalkeeper, obviously, first and foremost, but he must have a mannerism, an elite mindset that Pep wants out off his players to train at the right tempo, do it properly, the recovery, everything. He must be a total pro for Pep to have him. And to come in after 2 years and play, I just wish he'd have had a clean sheet, but he was on the winning side, so we'll take that.
We're seeing shots here as well of Pep speaking to Graham Potter. What I've noticed this year is Pep speaks to some managers, and I feel like if Pep chats to you before a game, then, he really thinks highly of you.
Yeah, you'd be buzzing. Pep's had a chat with me. I'd be buzzing if he had took the time out to speak to you. It obviously means that he likes what you're doing. Yes, you're right. Now he doesn't talk to everyone, and I think it's a great sign. He's a young manager. He's talking to him here, and fantastic sign. And Pep won't do that with everyone. Yes, you're totally right. And by the way, just going back on Scott Carson and Phil Foden. Phil Foden's a smart kid as well. Walking in, just soaking in everything he can. He did it with David Silva. He's a smart kid. Hang around with the ones that he knows he can pull stuff from, and so hats off to Phil Foden, fantastic player.
Love that. That is so.
Yeah, so he's smart as well for a young kid. Just hanging within the right quarters. If you surround yourself with the right people, the whole team's magnificent.
Did you hang around me?
Yeah.
Did you hang around me? Yeah.
Look what happened.
Bad mistake. Right, we're going to have a look now. We have scored some absolutely sensational goals this season, and here is the shortlist for the Nissan Goal of the Season award. There's absolutely loads, so we'll have a look at them all now, gents. We'll have a chat through them, but there's loads. There's some serious worldies we've had this year. It must have been difficult to get the shortlist. And there he is. The man himself. So we've got Foden, Mahrez, Gundogan. There's going to be so many to pick from.
This is going to be a Christmas CD. Or DVD, sorry.
Showing your age. So there's
2 against 1 now, is it? 2 against 1?
VHS for you, Kev. Right, here we go. Kyle Walker, what do we make of this?
Yeah, great finish. Doesn't happen often, does it? But it's a true strike, and obviously against one of his former clubs. He's a lot happier with that than he's showing there.
Well, it's his former club, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or boyhood. I forget if he played for them or if he
I
supported
think
them.
he started there, didn't he? Yeah, it's true strike.
Yeah, normally he'd run off with that because that's a great goal. But yeah, he just a good strike. He can strike the ball. I'm surprised he doesn't do it more often, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. And Riyad Mahrez, this is my goal of the season, I have to tell you.
With his weaker foot, by the way.
Yeah.
That is some strike. I wouldn't have even attempted that with my right foot.
To be fair,
We lost that game as well.
yeah, that could have ended up in Rosette as well. But it is what a strike that is.
That's my goal of the season.
Oh,
The technique, the accuracy, it's just absolutely beautiful. It's a phenomenal strike.
It's a great strike. It is great technique on his weaker foot because he doesn't use it that often. So that is a wonderful strike.
Right, we've got another one from that man, Riyad Mahrez.
Again, I think he's got twinkle toes. He's what we used to call happy feet.
That's more of your textbook Mahrez goal that we're used to, cutting in on your left.
It is.
Jink.
Another one.
Still a great goal.
Great goal. Yeah, that is more Mahrez. I wouldn't like to face him in the box, honestly. You know when he's going to dummy it, but you can't. You know
where he's going, but you still can't stop it. Yeah. That's a sign of a good player. That.
Yeah, Gear was the same in Cladzy as well when we used to play. Know what he's going to do, but he can't stop it.
And this is Phil Foden, obviously, when he starts to hit that high level of form that we've seen.
It probably doesn't look as spectacular as Mahrez, but that's a great finish. That was probably the only way he could score, and to have the awareness. We've said so much stuff about him. The awareness to just lift it.
That would be like an Aguero goal, to be honest.
Yeah,
and that's a young kid. It's a little dink over the keeper. Yeah, just fantastic.
Confidence he must have to do that as well.
Yeah, I think I've heard Pep say his finishing is incredible in training.
He's just living the dream, isn't he? Local lad, Man City fan.
I like this goal as well. It's measured. You know exactly what he's doing. A little Cruyff on the edge of the box. Bang. And he knows where he's not looked at the goal. He knows exactly where to put it, and he can't throw it in any better. I think that's a great goal.
Mr. Whippy with a whippy.
Yeah, great goal for me.
I interviewed Ilkay Gundogan and some fans, and we talked about Mr. Whippy, and we had to explain to some fans from South Korea what Mr. Whippy meant. So we may need to explain that to some of our viewers. Another incredible Foden.
This is my goal of the season. He takes it on the outside of his left foot, kills it dead on the run, which is incredible. There, bang, kills it dead. Goes in, and it's the step here. One step, bang. You can't do that any quicker. It is textbook. Move the ball and hit it. So for me, that is incredible.
And that was a big game as well, wasn't it? Obviously, Liverpool away.
Here he is again. Gosh, they're hogging it, aren't they? These. Here's the man, Riyad Mahrez.
Here he is. You know what he's going to do. Can't stop it. Exactly the same. I'll put it on the left. It's got a left peg like you, Kev, to be fair. You could put some whippage on it as well, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's only because I'm a bunion. Yeah. That was only because I'm a bunion.
I was going to mention it, to be fair.
Keep your shoes on for sure. Another Phil Foden. So this is one of those insane team goals that we've scored this season. You don't see the full build-up there, but the amount of different players that it goes through, and then obviously you're seeing here, bing, to him.
Yeah, but I love that. I love the Bernardo Silva overlap run, which a lot of people don't talk about. He comes out of nowhere here, unselfish running, great pace of the ball.
This was a big win this night as well, so that goal was really important.
It was a fantastic goal.
I love the Mahrez Silva combinations that they have.
So good. Off the ball running, third man running, it's really, really good.
Right, and here is the last one, and it is Ferran Torres, of course it is. And that Techers that you were just talking about.
It's hard not to pick that as well.
It is very good. He's guided. He knows where the net is. He's had to adjust his body and flick it around. He knows where he wants to put it.
Can there only be one winner? No, or not?
Sadly, there can only be one goal of the season. Wow. Yeah.
Some good ones there. Some very good ones.
Well, I'm going to force you to choose in a second. You see that again if you're still making your mind up. There he is. Right. So have a little think. I'm going for Riyad Mahrez, Leicester. That was my one instantly. And everybody at home, you can get involved. Please go on to mancity.com/citizens and cast your vote for the goal of the season. Jim, what are you going for?
I'm going for Foden against Liverpool. I think everything on it was textbook.
Yes.
Right.
Kev?
Should we go full house then? I'll go Torres. So then we've covered all bases then, haven't we? I'll go Torres, the last one then.
I like it,
I
yes.
was tempted to go Foden, I must admit. I love Phil Foden. I think he's been incredible.
It's the amount of amazing goals we get to watch this season, though. It always makes me think about that season where we scored like 7 goals in the whole, like, at home in the whole season. And now we've got
Times have changed.
now we've got 7 worldies to look at.
The club could do 3 DVDs now, couldn't they, at Christmas?
So that is the goal of the season contenders. As I say, get onto mancity.com/citizens and cast your vote. So the women's season ended this week. They're on a little break now, and there's lots of comings and goings happening. But it's really good news that Laura Coombs has signed a contract extension, and we will be keeping her at the club until 2023.
Laura, many congratulations on your new deal. How does it feel to be extending your contract with City?
Thank you very much. It feels great. I feel very happy here, very settled. So it's definitely what I wanted to do.
Was it an easy decision? Did you always know that you wanted to stay at City?
It was pretty easy for me. I feel settled here at football, away from football. So it was a natural decision for me really to stay here.
What was it about the club that kind of made that decision easy for you?
Here you're treated like the ultimate professional, and us as players, that's what we strive for, to be in places in teams like this. So it's a dream.
Of course, you both played with the women's manager Gareth Taylor, and you were with him Friday night. Was he giving you any insight into his team?
Yeah, look, I was asking questions about it. It's something that I'm looking to improve at the football club. I'm at the women's game, which is growing and growing, and I really like listening to Gareth and him speaking highly of the team he's got. That I was lucky enough for 2 of the players to come down, and they were picking up awards and listening to them talk. And it's funny, you spoke about earlier, like we talk about the first team, we talk about the EDS. The women's team has got that elite mentality. Listening to the 2 players pick up their awards and speaking about improving and developing and that winning mentality. Obviously, they missed out on the title to Chelsea, but it's something they want to put right. And Gareth's done a fantastic job.
Did you always think he might be a manager when you were around him? Was he that sort of guy?
No, do you know what? I wouldn't have said he was a manager. I think he loved the football, but no, he's not one that I would have jumped out at me as a manager.
I got asked the question Friday, and I said yes. So I'm going to have to stick with that now. I don't know.
Because he was there, though.
No, not really. No, Gareth was quite a sensible lad.
Yeah, he was sensible.
Quite quiet, but. Yeah, I don't know. I said yes because I just felt that he was one of them thinking players. He always thought about the game. So for me, that tells me that he's looking to progress and do things when he was playing, that is. So I knew he had the potential to maybe go on and be a manager.
I do remember Tails, though, coming in for early doors, and he was telling us a story about when he'd been on loan to a club, and on the way back, nearly home, he said he goes down these little dark alleys before he gets home. He fell asleep at the wheel.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
And he said he fell asleep at the wheel, and the car went up this embankment. He came down, and he had to find his way back. He had claret all down him, and he'd fall asleep and just gone up this bank. But that story, whenever it mentioned Tails,
you weren't in the car talking to him, was you? Because I tell you what, that story weren't great anyway.
Now here on We're Not Really Here, we love each other, really. It is a very friendly place. There is a bit of beef, though, and not just amongst these 2. There is some serious beef at the minute between our presenter, Kyle Walker, and our former legend, Jolien Lescott. Now, this beef has been going on all season, and it is particularly in the EA Sports in the Game series. So, that's right, Jolien and Kyle played each other on FIFA 21 to secure the bragging rights.
You've been giving me some stick all season long about how bad I am at FIFA, so I'm calling you out for a game.
Come on, old man. Oh! See, this is what happens. All talk and it cuts like a knife.
Cliffhanger. We are not telling you who's won the bragging rights. To find out, you'll have to tune in next week or go onto our YouTube channel. But Kyle v. Jolien. And I think that there's going to be Jim v. Kevin in a minute, to be honest, as well on this Open. I don't think it'll be FIFA.
Right. I love Jim. He knows. Look, it's tongue in cheek. That's all it is.
Yes, good old Kev.
Of course. Right, for anybody just joining us, it is, hold on, 13 minutes till kickoff, Manchester City versus Brighton, 7 p.m. If you are just joining us, we'll have a quick look back now at the starting 11s for tonight's game. And I'll give you City first in a second. So here is our starting 11s for tonight's game. So for City, you've got Edison, Zinchenko, Diaz, Stones, Cancelo, Rodri, Gundogan, Silva, Mahrez, Foden, and Ferran Torres. And then the Brighton team, the starting 11 for Brighton tonight is Sanchez, White, Webster, Byrne, Gross, Alzate, Bizuma, Moda, Jahanbach, McAllister, and Welbeck. That is the two teams for tonight's Premier League game, and you've got about 12 minutes to go until kick-off. Right, Jim, you're going to love this. It's the first time on the show with us tonight, and this is a brilliant game that we do now. Kev is pretty good at this. It's called Mystery Blue, and what we do is we take an ex-City player from the past, and we blur up a picture, and then we all try and guess who it is. He's getting a little bit cocky, to be honest, about it. He thinks he's so good. But honestly, I think I'm so good as well. Producer Tom knows that I keep telling him that it's been getting harder throughout the season. But I'm still going to win. So let's have a look. Mystery Blue, and then we'll get your guess, and we'll get all your guesses at home as well. Right, so there we go. Slightly blurred up. It's a long sleeve. I think that's here. I reckon that's the Etihad. We're always looking for clues, you see, Jim. You've got to take what you can here. What's that? Is there something in that person's hand, or is that someone sat in the stand? Well, that's interesting. This is a tough one. How are you feeling, Mr. Cocky?
I've got a couple of names.
You got a few. Don't tell us who you're thinking yet. Just if you, have you any ideas, Jim?
Kind of.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not confident of this. I
was going to say that sounded like a no.
Yeah.
Didn't it? Kind of. Yeah. I normally go. What I normally go off is the kit. That is that the First Advice kit, Reebok kit? Is it?
I don't know. I can't tell.
No, I can't.
It's long sleeved.
He's proper blurred it up more, I think.
And it's blue.
He's proper blurred it up, hasn't he?
It's really blurry. Do you know what? This is a really tough one. I've got a name that first came into my head, but now I'm changing my mind on it.
My first thought. I'm going to stick with that, I think.
Okay, as always, let us know who you think it is. Use the hashtag WNRH. Send us in your tweets, your messages. Let us know who you think the Mystery Blue is. I think we're going to need some help tonight, so please, will you message in? We don't want producer Tom to win after we've been so cocky, so send us in your messages. And also, we always love to hear from you. What's your score predictions? Where are you watching the game? Send us your pictures ahead of the game tonight. Right, let's have a look at me watch again. We've got about 9 minutes until kickoff, so we'll kind of have some last thoughts from you both, gents. So what are you thinking, sort of predictions, kind of what sort of game do you think we're going to have tonight, Jim?
I would say it's going to be a clean sheet and 2-0. Done.
Easy peasy, I like it.
As easy as that?
Yeah, I think this. I'll be very surprised if they scored against the defence that Pep's put out for this evening. And even, yes, they've got the record to play for, and Pep knows this. He'll always go for it. And there'll be, I feel, Standard City go and get the job done.
Yeah, I think it'd be a clean sheet, I must admit. I did predict a goal against Newcastle.
Just the one.
Well, yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I don't think anybody was. But the man Diaz is back tonight, and what a signing he's been, by the way. So I'm going to go. Do
you think he'll sweep the ball? Sorry, I've interrupted your prediction. Give me your prediction first.
No, go on. Let's finish what you were going to say.
No, you go first.
I'm going to say 4-0.
Wow. Okay. I was going to say, with Diaz, do you think that there's a chance he's going to sweep all the big awards this year?
There's definitely a chance. And look, as a football fan, as a supporter, I think you always get drawn to players that are exciting, that score goals, that create goals. And look, we've got loads of them. We've got a certain Kevin De Bruyne on the bench that does that better than most. But Diaz, for me, has made a real difference to Manchester City. He's obviously shored it up at the back. He's a born defender. He looks like he enjoys it. He looks like he likes getting smashed in the face with a football. He takes joy from making tackles. And do you know what? That's special. That's just as special as scoring a goal. And for me, that's the real big difference. So I've gone a long way round answering that question, but I think he would have a chance to, yeah. I really do.
You know, when all the balls were pinging off his head in the Champions League game and he wasn't even flinching, and the way they celebrated the blocks, I loved it.
Yeah, I'm with Kev on this. He's a little bit old school in that you see him going and high-fiving people and tapping around the back. Come on. And
it's infectious. It's infectious.
You don't see that much these days because everyone's kind of consumed in whatever is going to be happening and social medias and stuff. He's a bit old school in that. And when they defend and block a ball or anyone like that, it's like they've just scored a goal. The camaraderie between them is incredible. And yes, Kev talks about people scoring goals and all the kids. Yeah, so to watch that is incredible. It would make me want to be a defender again. Watching that, it's like, oh, that is fantastic. And he's brought that to the club, and it's great to see.
One of my absolute favourite things as a football fan is cheering a block when you knew it was going to be a goal, and you're like, yes, it makes me think the fans that are there tonight, they might get a chance to do that again, and we might get a chance on Sunday because obviously fans back here Sunday. It feels like a really positive, special time at the minute.
Yeah, them cheering a block. You know, when you said you're cheering as players, we sometimes look like we're cheering, but it's because we're grimacing. Going, that really hurt. But I can't wait to see the fans back in. I'm just gutted I'm not here Sunday, but I'll be watching. I just want to see the smiles on the faces, and hopefully it's a really good game to finish the season on Sunday. And I think we've got a certain trophy to pick up as well, haven't we, on the day?
Just the one I think we're picking up. We've already had the other one we've picked up as well, so that'd be nice. Yeah,
just social distancing in the crowd, which it isn't ideal, is it? But
it's better.
It means you can put your pie on the seat next to you, doesn't it? And
just the one?
On that seat.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can put the other on that and a bovril or something. Or, I don't know.
It does mean, though, on Sunday that there will be loads of room to celebrate and party, which I think the lucky 10,000 that are going to be in this stadium will be doing on Sunday.
Yes, without a doubt.
Socially distanced conga.
Yes, we need to try that. Yes, we'll practice during the game here, or we can see the players coming out into the tunnel now. Just kind of final word, Jim. What are you looking forward to not only tonight but Sunday and seeing us lift that trophy again?
Without a doubt, and I'll echo what Kev said. With the fans being in. They're starting off as social distancing, and guarantee by the end some will be that'll go straight out the window. But no, it's special. It's almost like it's been locked down for so long. To have the fans in, it's a really special moment, for players and fans alike. And Pep will want to go out with a bang, even though I think he'll change the team around. But it's going to be a special moment all around, and they'll do it the way Manchester City do it, and pass and keep the ball, and hopefully with another good result.
And thinking, because we've got Sunday to be so excited about, it almost makes me kind of not think beyond that to obviously the excitement that will be coming the week after.
Oh, the Champions League. Oh, yeah, Champions League. Champions League. Look, for me, these games, look, I want win, obviously, but it's, for me, the big thing is no injuries. Let's get, 4-0 tonight. Let's get out of Brighton, no injuries, and then we'll have a look forward to Sunday, and then no injuries, and then we'll go and win that Champions League.
Love it. Nice and
simple
easy.
as that.
Easy peasy, and then you can party with Pep.
Yeah. Does he know yet?
Yeah, I don't know. We've just nominated you. Oh, and look, a guard of honour. There is a guard of honour from the Brighton players to the Premier League champions of this year. There are our lads. We love them. Right, that was We're Not Really Here. You can join us again at half-time for instant analysis, and then straight away again at full-time. If you're not watching on TV, or indeed, if you are watching on TV, what you want to do is mute your television. You want to go into the Manchester City app, and you want to get the live commentary from Alistair Mann. It is the best commentary. You won't get infuriated with what people are saying. You'll be nodding and in agreement with what he is saying. So commentary on the City app from Alistair Mann. And we will see you at halftime.